Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today, I want to talk to you about singing songs, or at least choruses and parts of songs, that live in the mix the whole time. We're going to take a piece of a Bruno Mars tune today because he is a great example of somebody who lives in the mix. The first thing that I want you to understand, when you're singing in your chest voice, your voice tends to feel more so in your mouth and kind of just ring straight out this way. But when you go up into your mixed voice, the voice seems to go above your mouth and above your palate, up in your head, somewhere along this vertical path. One of the biggest problems I see when people have trouble with this, like living in the mix, is, maybe they can do it on one note, like a sustained note or in a vocal exercise or something, and they can hit it. But when people are having trouble with it, it's often because they are pulling that sensation back down to their mouth. Oh, oh, oh. It's really just a simple thing, just inflecting on an O vowel, but it's going up this way. Now, without getting too deep into this, I'm thinking of an O at the lips, but in the pharynx area or in the back, I'm thinking of an U. And as you are ascending up in that inflection, I'm becoming more aware of the U that's sitting up here. We're not going to go too deep into that, but just know that's what you're feeling going up this way. The second thing that I want you to start paying attention to is the affect that you're using. An expression or an affect that works really good for the middle and the high parts of your range is the feeling of like, I'm pitiful, or like you're on the verge of getting ready to cry. There's a few that you can play around with, but those two in particular seem to work really well for this part of the range. Oh, 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 oh. Just, you got to play around with it, and you can't be afraid to be a little silly when you're doing this. When I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change. 'Cause you're amazing, just the way you are. You have to stay up here the whole time, and there's just a feeling while you're expressing that you're pitiful, or playing around with being on the verge of crying. I mean, some people have said, if you cry, you'll go high, right? And I still think that is a fantastic way to think about it. I think when you think of these things, don't like overthink it. Like when you're crying, you're not trying to imitate what a baby sounds like. You're trying to channel like your inner toddler that's embodying the body you have right now. And what would a real authentic cry be? When I see your face, definitely can't go out that way. All of a sudden, I'm not in mixed voice anymore. I'm not going to sound at all like how Bruno Mars sings, because he does not do that. And it's going to raise my larynx unnecessarily so, and I'm going to lose a lot of that beneficial narrowing that I have going on in here, which happens when you go into a mixed voice. And so in a way, when you sing in this mix, it feels and seems protective to the voice, because it feels easier when you let the voice just sit up here. And I think the biggest thing is really figuring out, well, first of all, what that is by doing the inflection, or, there's tons of other things I talk about on this channel. I need to just mention, if you're searching and you haven't found it, like, you need a plan and you need a systematic routine that you follow. And if you don't have one of those, I just want to let you know that I made one. It's called Voice Masterclass, and it's my life's work thus far on how to build and develop a usable mixed voice that you can use when you're singing. But so you need to have this pathway memorized, and then you have to be able to just sit with that expression through the entire melody so that your brain and your voice start to figure out what it is you're going for, because it's not as instinctive as the yell. So it's definitely something that we have to train in, but it can be trained in. Remember, things don't just happen. Things happen just. I just want to talk to somebody out there today and just encourage you and challenge you to get clear on what it is that you want. If you just always sitting around saying like, oh, I don't know. I mean, you're just going to get whatever comes your way. But I think it's time for some of you out there to clarify what you want in terms of your singing and in terms of your singing career. But even just in terms of your technical and stylistic abilities when you sing. Now, what I would encourage you to do is write this down as a goal on just like a little piece of paper or a card. And then on the back of that card, I want you to write this down. And this is something that basically all religions and all spiritual leaders that I've heard of would agree on. And essentially, it's you become what you think about. So on the back of this paper, what I want you to write down is from one of the greatest teachers of all time. Ask and it shall be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened for you. If you only understood the weight and the power that those words carried, I'm telling you, you would have anything and everything that you wanted. I think there's a bunch of you out there who have this desire in your heart to sing and in your soul to sing. And I don't think you should ignore that anymore. I think you should pursue that. To what degree? That's up to you. But I think you should go for it. So I'm giving you a little nudge today and just saying, come on now, go for it. You can do this. You got this. I'll be here for you. But you know what? You only got one life to live. And it's time to start living. I hope you liked this video today. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, go ahead and hit subscribe to my channel. Join the family. You'll be notified when I release more videos just like this one. Until next time.